Start good.
Hello, friends. So probably the last live we will try definitely after one after the title is decided, but probably one of the last lives in this season's IPL. So it all started. I think it was. I mean, V2 only started on the auctions one day before the auctions, I think, and 6 months later we are again here. Well, I think Ashish's jersey has changed meanwhile, but definitely the excitement for IPL still hasn't. So it's the finals day, and I mean we don't need to talk a lot about the venue because the venue these days are already pre-decided where the final will happen. I think last 5 years only once the final was out of Ahmedabad, so that's already decided. So it's RCB versus Gujarat Titans. Yet another time, 13 out of 16 times since the playoff system came into place, that the qualifier one and finals are the same. And only I think Mumbai Indians, after losing qualifier one to that opponent, beat them in the finals, CSK and RPS in 2013 and 17. All other times, qualifier one, the one who won, they only went on to win the championship. So it's RCB versus Gujarat Titans. So, guys, we would like your participation in the comment box, and that's going to drive this live forward. So, going to Ashish, I mean, what are your lookouts for today's final in a nutshell?
Uh, so statistically, for the eight continuous times, for the last eight times, the team that has won the qualifier one has actually go on to win the title. So the and yesterday it was PSG lifting the cup for back-to-back seasons. So going by that,
Yeah, I think last year also PSG won, RCB won. I was seeing some memes.
so no, no, yeah, uh, So yeah, so the money would be on RCB to be honest, but Gujarat Titans uh, will have to level up their game, and the only thing that is in Gujarat's favor is it's their home ground. So if they can get the home ground advantage, and but but I'm
Well,
still
coming to the home ground, I think the match is going to be played on pitch number 6, which was used for last year's final also. And I think even this year's RCB GT match was played on that same track where GT beat RCB. I think they got them for 160 or something, and they ended up chasing that total. So probably not a very high scoring pitch, but again, I think most of the predictions are going that it's going to be that kind of a 190 200 surface, maybe 180 190, something of that sort.
yeah, and Gujarat Titans. That's kind of stories where Gujarat Titans actually excel, and the kind of innings that Suman Gill is coming. And if Sudarshan doesn't get out playing the heat wicket, then Gujarat will definitely fancy their chances. But yeah, it all boils down to one thing: whether or not uh, Gujarat Titans can get the best of RCB batting uh, because
Well, we have
RCB's
got a new comment. Thanks, thanks, man. I'm not sure if you have subscribed or not. If not, please do the needful. Goda Bhag Chandani. Well, definitely. So again, thanks for joining and enjoying our live. What should teams do after winning the toss? See, I think a lot will depend on how the pitch looks. So yesterday, if you had listened to Rajat's press, I mean, he said that they have kept a bit of grass on the surface, but probably they will cut it on the match day. And so at the time of toss, I think if there is a bit of grass covering, you just don't let GT get on it with the ball. You want to put them into bat first. You have got good bowlers who can use the surface. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is in supreme form. You have got Josh Hazelwood. If they play Jacob Duffy also, so three excellent power play bowlers. You can, and I mean, GT's weakness. You get them two down in the power play, they are under serious trouble because that middle order, that lower middle order is never ever challenged enough. The likes of Nishant, Washi, Tewatia, Holder, they're not challenged enough. So you don't want to bat first against Rabada, Siraj, and Holder on that surface. So if that surface is that kind of, I mean, if there's a decent amount of grass or the weather conditions support that, probably you need to go bowl first. But else, I would say batting first. For GT, I would say probably batting first would not be a very bad option if the surface is not that kind of a bowling friendly surface because your batting is not the strength point. You put a total and put the pressure on RCB. As the cliche goes, that in a big final, you always want to use the scoreboard pressure. So, what's Ashish's opinion on this?
Yeah, I would agree to that
Okay.
because I haven't watched the press conference yesterday, but definitely if there is grass on the surface, you don't want to bat anytime, right? Like you don't want to open the batting anywhere in the world. So if that's the condition,
And both these
so
teams have good power play bowlers who can bowl test lengths and move the ball off the surface.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Kagi Rabada is in some dream form. He's just continuously hitting hard lengths at 150 plus. I mean, he's bowling like he was bowling 6, 7 years back in the IPL. Yeah, probably there's still a weakness that he no longer uses that Yorker to good effect or doesn't have those variations anymore. But if he gets a little bit of help from the surface, he can be lethal. To be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Bhuvneshwar Kumar's battle. This is something which I said in the short also. Bhuvneshwar Kumar's battle against Gill and Butler. He's got Butler 9 times in his career, Gill 5 times in his career.
Yeah, so to give a gist of it, teams winning the toss should actually go and bat first if there's no longer grass on the surface, if the grass is cut. Otherwise, they should ball first. So that's our take on this thing.
Also, I think till now, I think IPL finals have been mostly dominated by batting first. If I'm not wrong, I think that number is
Yeah,
a bit higher than
big game
batting
get
second.
runs on the board and defend. Uh, because while chasing on big games, the stakes are high, and you are going to make fumble. Gujarat's ground is not a small ground where you can go ahead and just hit the boundaries and get the job done. You have to
Yeah, and
keep on in the wickets, strike rotation. All this comes very handy in Gujarat. Uh, so
I think
yeah,
your net is buffering, or is it mine? I'm not sure.
it might
I
be that
think
my net is
the
different.
voice is cracking quite a bit too much.
Okay, I'll go off on camera maybe for some time.
Your video has got stuck also.
Yeah, I've switched off my camera. Maybe I have some problem with my internet. I'm seeing
Actually,
some problems.
not being able to hear you anything.
Okay, let me rejoin. Uh,
Well, so Ashish has just dropped out because of some connection issues. I think he's back
yeah,
here.
I'm back.
Yes,
I'm
Ashish is
back.
back. Uh,
Yeah,
so Ashish is
yeah,
is it already? Yeah. So definitely, I think you want to bat, and from GT's point of view, I mean, plan against GT will be very simple. If you are batting first as RCB, go try and put up 200 on the board. I still feel RR had enough on the board against GT. It was just that they were too much defensive in their bowling plans. I think once, I mean, Archer went for 19 in that first over, Burger went for a few. I mean, their best chance was front load the attack with Archer and Burger, bowl them even 6 overs in the power play. Because if you had got GT's at least top two out for even 70 runs in the power play, you still had a chance to get back into the game, because that middle order is not the best of middle orders, to be very honest. They can come good tonight, but it- it's not something which will guarantee you that they can win you when the required rate is 10, 11, or when you need 100 runs. It's not that kind of a middle order. So I think RCB's plan would also be simple. You put up runs on the board, you have got good power play bowlers in Bhuvi and Hazelwood. I'm not sure if they will play Duffy also. So try and front load your attack. Bowl first 6, 7, 8 overs with those bowlers. Try and get those wickets. If they don't work, well and good. Then you go to the likes of Krunal, if Suyash plays, Suyash, Rasik Salam, and all those players. But the best thing to do is put runs on the board and get GT top two out. It's game over, to be very honest. So is Ashish there in the call?
yeah, I am.
Yeah, so I think from RR also. So in that case, I would like to ask him on RR also. I mean, what do you think went wrong for RRs that day? I mean, 215, I still feel that was enough on the board. Not something, I mean, 215 against GT is not a total where you lose in, say, 17, 18 overs, honestly speaking. Against GT, at least. I mean, Against RCB, I could have agreed because they have good hitter down the order as well. But
So my take is very simple. Jofra Archer, it was a bad day for Jofra Archer because Jofra Archer was that one player that actually brought RR till that far. The Mumbai game, it was Jofra Archer's magic, both with the ball and the bat. And in the other game
SRH
against SRH, it
eliminated.
was definitely Suryavanshi who got those runs, but Archer just broke the back of SRH batting. Because if you think SRH has the power play to at least not win
Yeah.
that game, but at
And
least
even after
close.
losing wickets, they were going at 12, 13 run per over.
So run rate was never an option. I remember they needed 100 of the last 50 balls, which is very
Yeah, they
gettable.
needed some
At the
105 or
end,
something.
yeah, at the end, they could have just. It was the wickets that actually cost them the match. It was never the run rate. So if Archer didn't get those 3 wickets in the power play, the important wickets, SRH could have actually put up a very good fight. I don't know about the victory, but definitely a nail biting game would have come out of that encounter as well. So it was Archer bowling in the power play, which is the like the deciding factor, and Archer completely looked toothless against Gujarat Titans, and that was the difference between uh,
Correct.
the two sides. And yes, so yeah, Jaswal, people can look at the scorecard right now and say that oh, Jaswal, there he probably scored 29 out of 29, and say he wasn't good enough. But while
No, 29 of
Surya-
29 was the other night against SRH.
oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this day he got
that
out in the first over only, I think.
yeah. So, but with Jaswal,
Yeah, in the batting, there can be talk on Jadeja because Jadeja was very good when he came in the power play. But then after subbing him out, they again brought him back, I think, around the 13th, 14th over mark when they lost 5 wickets. At that point of time, when Suryavanshi was going bonkers after his 50, Jadeja was a tad defensive. And it was only that finish from Donovan Ferreira that got them to 215.
yeah, definitely. Otherwise, Dawn actually got them the runs that they needed in the end. Uh, Even
Yeah,
with the
Don gave
batting,
them a cutting edge kind of finish, but probably they didn't get the cutting in the bowling.
yeah, definitely because see, Rajasthan Royals had these issues from start. They were very much dependent upon their openers and Archer for their bowling, and the day this didn't work out, they looked toothless. And I have huge respect for Vaibhav Suryavanshi. So Vaibhav Suryavanshi is not one of those cricketers who goes out there and just bashes. The game he played against LSG, the game that was must win for Rara, and he scored the
Yeah,
runs.
he was taking his time. He survived the spell of Mohsin because he has struggled against him. The other match he got out, I think, after playing a maiden over, and then he took his chances against that kid guy. I forgot his name who took out the cheat against CSK. Akash Singh, and I think Mayank. He took his chances against them, and I mean, Vaibhav is that kind of a player. Even if he plays a couple of maiden overs, all of a sudden he can get 50 runs of the next 2 overs. He can just instantaneously flick the switch.
Exactly, exactly that.
And even the other day, when they lost a couple of wickets, it wasn't like he was trying to slog every ball in the power play. He knew that GT has a good attack, and he took his time. He selected the few balls. He got his slowest 50, which was, I think, of 31 balls. And then after the 50, all of a sudden, he pressed on the pedal.
Exactly. So the way Suryavanshi is playing, I have huge respect for that kid, and I feel that he's very much ready. He's already playing the India series, and he is kind of a very good prospect. He's actually very doing really well. The He definitely needs to work on his fitness to be at par
Yeah,
with the other.
definitely.
Fitness is something that he has to work upon. But because fitness was one of the main reasons that actually killed Prithvi Shaw's career, if you remember that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so
I think fitness was the thing. Fitness and discipline was the thing that just pushed Shubman Gill far ahead of Prithvi Shaw at a stage where he's now out of his reach. I mean, probably Prithvi can never again reach Shubman's level.
yeah, he's gone. Uh, he will.
Yeah, actually, I felt for him that DC tried a number of top order players this year, but still they didn't give one chance to Prithvi. I think maybe he wasn't just that good in the nets. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So so that is sad, but this is the reality. He has to work on his fitness in today's world. Like I remember Jitesh Sharma saying he was the India captain when we were Vaibhav Suryavanshi was playing under him, and Jitesh actually said that Vaibhav has to work on his fitness. But yeah, and that is pretty much clear. Like he has to work on his
See, I
fitness.
mean, in fitness is definitely, and if he wants to play on a longer basis, once he starts playing 50 overs games more, and 20 overs also playing more and more and more, the injury concerns will start getting up. And also, I mean, you have to continuously evolve in your game because opponents will come better prepared for you next time around. This was his first full season, so who knows? Next time, opponents will have better plans. You can have a chat with Chahar and Mohsin. They have read his numbers this year.
Yeah, exactly. So he has to work on that. Apart from that, the other thing remains is
The
did
talent.
Jaswal
So I think
play?
he's already had plenty.
Did Jaswal just play his last game with Rajasthan Royals a couple of nights ago?
Yeah, I mean there's a certain talk going on that probably Jaiswal is kind of getting overshadowed by this wonder kid, and that's the reason which is affecting his performance maybe to a certain extent. That I mean, even after giving 5 6 years to RR, he's still not that alpha male in that camp. I mean, when Samson was leading, then when Samson went away, they gave the captaincy to Padak, and now their best batter is Vaibhav Suryavanshi. So where is Jaiswal's image now in RR? He's not the captain. He's no longer their best young batter also. So what's his future?
Yeah, exactly. So that is the
And
thing.
mind
I
you, his home state is looking for some good trades. So don't be surprised if some news comes up by next October or November.
Yeah, definitely. And a long term replacement for Rohit Sharma, like Jaswal is that kind of a player. If you want
Yeah,
to
surely.
replace
And he's someone they can
in the
give
Mumbai,
leadership role also in the future.
yeah. So for Mumbai, Jaswal is the kind of player for the long term thing. So
And the home sentiment there. I mean, anyways, there's a lot of, I mean, every other day some news regarding Hardik is coming up. Crickbuzz, there is when everyone is coming up.
and Mumbai is a good batting ground, so he will enjoy the batting at Mumbai as well.
Yeah, definitely. So probably Jaiswal's news, I'm not sure. I mean, Jaiswal, I think his future is a bit dicey in RR, probably. I'm not sure again. But if he goes, RR needs to search for some other openers because okay, they have got Luhan Pretorius, but if they play Luhan Pretorius, also, I mean, something on Sangha's statement regarding Sam Curran the other night, he said that Sam Curran just told us he's injured and we had to get replacements, but now I've seen him playing those few games was study, so he just hinted that this is unprofessionalism.
Yeah, definitely. English cricketers you just cannot trust. We got robbed by Harry Brook and Ben Duckett on n number of times.
I think Harry Brooks scammed DC in his consecutive seasons.
Consecutive players. Yes, yes, yes. He did. He did. I don't even want Harry Brook to be honest, but I don't like him. I don't find him a good cricketer as of yet in the Indian subcontinent conditions.
Yes,
Uh,
Harry Brook, I mean, he's scammed. Now they got scammed by this KL Rahul's love. Ben Duckett, he was eager to bat with him, but Ben Duckett also scammed both KL and DC. I think Josh Butler has been the most committed English player probably in IPL for the last 5 6 years. If I consider it that way, he has played well for whatever team he's played, tried his best, and only maybe he's missed the playoffs at certain times because he's been the captain and he had to go. But most of the times, I mean, at least he's not come here just for that musty and tamasha like a few players have come.
definitely.
Bairstow was good in his initial years, but then he faded away. And
Who?
okay, this year I can say Jamie Overton. Jamie Overton, I mean, he gave it his all. I mean, in fact, he performed better than what he does for his national team. And he eventually became CSK's best bowler, to be honest, giving those 4 overs every day.
Definitely. Rehan Ahmed was our player.
Yeah, I saw him on the sidelines in quite a few matches. I was thinking whether they will give him a chance in one of the matches, but eventually they didn't.
The
Mm.
chance was a stupidity, but yeah.
Yeah, so Rehan Ahmed is there. Then I think okay, Jofra. I think Jofra loves Rajasthan. He has played well whenever he's donned the Rajasthan jersey. He scammed Mumbai for I think 1 or 2 years when Rajasthan was enjoying with Trent Bolt, and then he came back to Rajasthan and again started giving good performances.
Yeah, Archer and Rajasthan Royals Rajasthan Royals actually scouted Archer when he was very young. So I
Yeah,
have to
Hobart
to Rajasthan
Hurricanes.
Royals for good scouting. They have been really good with scouting Rajasthan Royals. I
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
give.
Rajasthan has been under the radar, not being compared to the likes of Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, but they have been good at scouting youngsters and backing them. I mean, they have backed Rian Parak for I think 8 years now. He came in 19, and this was his eighth season. They backed Yashasvi when he just came out from the under 19. They backed Samson and even gave him the captaincy when he was a nobody in the national team. Also, gave him the captaincy in 2021. Then they have now got this guy Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Gave him a chance, played him, got the best out of him. So
One victorious as well.
yeah, Luhan Ribitorius actually was a part of their SA20 setup, Pearl Royal. So he had a breakthrough season there in 2025, and they got him from there. And now Jofra, I mean Jofra, when they got him in 2018, it was Jofra's stint at Rajasthan that probably earned him the national call up. Also, England gave him the call up in the
He
2019
was
World Cup.
still a West Indian. He was still a West Indian when mm, uh,
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
when
it was his BBL season that year, I think, in Hobart Hurricanes, from where they picked him. They picked Darcy Short and all those guys also that year. Ben Lawlin. So
so
RR
that
has
one
been actually good at these
yeah,
roles.
it's been 18 years since they have not won a trophy. But and when you look past the years, it may seem like they are in the same bucket as Delhi and Lucknow, but no, but they have been trying a few things.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
constantly
only
try
one
something.
time they reached finals also, that 2022 when Sanju took them to the finals. Butler and Chahal had phenomenal seasons.
Yeah, they went to the finals, and not only that, during the phase between when Rahul Dravid used to be the captain,
Yeah, that
and when Champions
2020,
League used to be there.
2012,
Uh,
2013, that time.
that time he took Rajasthan Royals actually played the finals of Champions League, and if you look at the team composition, Rajasthan Royals it wasn't a great team on paper, but even with that, they used to punch above their weight.
See, if you see Rajasthan Royals' team, I mean, even once they came back from the ban, the ownership changed to I think J Clash Macram and all. Most of the times, they have been a team that's not had a lot of superstars in them. Maybe one or two superstars. I mean, even the best Indian batter for a long period of time was Sanju Samson. And who was Sanju Samson? He didn't even get a consistent chance in India at that point of time, but he was their most reputed Indian batter for a long, long time, to be honest, before the likes of Jaiswal and all came in. And they had a few overseas stars. I agree. They had Faulkner, they had this Butler for long. Archer came in. Ben Stokes played a few games for them.
Faulkner, the batter. If you remember, it was Faulkner once opened for Rajasthan Royals out of the blue, and he didn't do well for Rajasthan Royals, and everyone was like, such a stupid decision.
Faulkner
And
opened the innings.
yeah, for one game, Faulkner had, and I'm talking about the Faulkner pre that Australia India series. In the Australia India
Yeah,
series, Faulkner
2013.
came out as a batter. But the same season earlier that year, Faulkner was asked to open the innings for Rajasthan, and he didn't do well. And everyone was like, "What sort of a decision is this and that?" But that might have been a failed decision, but the logic and the thinking behind the decision was completely right because
Yeah,
in the in the practice matches the management the captainship has actually seen talent in Faulkner and they made him to open.
yeah,
So
Faulkner, whenever I speak, I remember that game against RCB, I think 2014 most probably. Yuvraj had a phenomenal game, got 80 runs and got 4 wickets also. And then Steve Smith and James Faulkner, I mean, just wreaked havoc. I think last 4 overs, they needed some 60 odd runs and they just went bang, 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 bang and won the match. At that time, Steve Smith was that prodigy also. I mean, he was just finding his feet in Australia and he was playing in RR.
and then game against Gautam Gambhir's Knight Rider, where the match went into super over. Last ball, they needed 3 runs. Narin was
Yeah, and
bowling, and
Steve Smith
he
used
just
this
used in the
Smith
gap,
kind of brain.
ran a couple of runs, and just started celebrating. And Gambhir was like, "What the heck is happening?" And the umpire said, "Dude, you actually lost the game."
Yeah, Steve Smith is that cricket nerd. I mean, he always thinks about the game one step further.
Yeah,
And
he must
and at
be. He
that
has
time they had Shane Watson. Shane Watson was their eternal superstar. I mean, he started his journey I think in RR only 2008.
Watson was their legend. Like Watson has actually done a, and then they got Yusuf Pathan, the fastest 100 and everything from for.
Yeah, Yusuf Pathan was actually the man of the match in the first ever IPL final. They defeated us only in 2008. And I mean, that team, probably a lot of names I myself also don't know at this stage. They had guys like
Swapnil,
Swapnil.
yeah, he's the now coaching Goa. He's probably from Goa itself. They
Okay.
brought him, they paired him with Graham Smith, and just ended up winning.
They had that Pakistani left arm fast bowler who got a
Well,
six for against CSK only.
well done, well.
Yeah. So,
So
I mean, that team
yeah,
also, I think that team didn't have a coach also. I was reading some story. I think Shane Warne was their captain come coach. And I mean, nobody just expected. And at that, it was a time when people didn't even understand T20 cricket, the nuances of T20 cricket. And RCB, if you see that team, they had so many big names, but all were good test players. Rahul Dravid, Shivnarine Chandra Paul, Virat Kohli was just finding his speed.
Anil
Callis,
Kumble.
and all those guys. So, but they were a team who cracked T20 very early, the Rajasthan Royals, and they got the players, got the personnel who can play T20 cricket. They didn't go after the names. And guess what? Eureka! They won the first ever IPL trophy when when everybody was still trying to figure out how you can win a T20 trophy.
They even had that left arm pace bowler, Kamran
Yeah. So
Khan or something.
yeah,
Uh,
Kamran Khan, I think.
Kamran Khan.
Yeah, Kamran Khan. So I mean, definitely that was uh, a team. I mean, Rajasthan Royals will always have remembered that team. To be honest, that was a team which just punched above their weights, and since then it's been just that kind of seasons for RR. They've come close, but not enough. The best being probably Rahul Dravid throwing away his hat at the Wankhede Stadium when Aditya Dare was running around with his shirt over his head. But yeah, they had Ajinkya Rahane also. They brought Ajinkya Rahane when he was that youngster. Got 6 4s against Srinath Aravind, I think, in one of those games. So I mean, definitely. So they had okay. Kamran Akmal was also playing for them at that point of time. Mohammad Kaif. Okay, how can we forget Ravindra Jadeja? Well, he is almost nearing his retirement now. He's back in RR, but he started his journey. People know Ravindra Jadeja mostly for CSK, but I think very few people remember that he started his journey with RR only. And Rockstar Jadeja. They had Siddharth Trivedi. They had Delhi's bowling coach Munaf Patel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely RR has been that kind of a team. So coming back to today's final again, I mean, what do you feel the odds for today's final?
I will put my money on RCB.
I think most of the people would. Apart from the fact, I think the only fact that people can say in favor of Gujarat is they're playing in their home ground and they have defeated RCB once at this ground this year. They have lost only 2 games on this ground this year. One was that Tushar Deshpande game where he defended, I think, 8 or 9 of the last over, or 10, whatever it was. And that other game where Tilak Varma played a generational innings in the last 4 overs and got them to 200, and then they lost, I think, by 99 runs or something. That was an aberration. But apart from that, I think RCB has a phenomenal team. Their batting is better. Their bowling, you can slightly say, is on par. But still, I would say on days when they get hit for runs, they have those defensive bowlers. And then they have got, I mean, their overall team is definitely better. Also, Rajat Patidar can join the elite list of Dhoni and Rohit Sharma. I mean, back-to-back seasons won. And also, he can very well aim for a hat trick next year if he wins today. It's his birthday also tomorrow, by the way, 1st June.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Cool.
yeah, so definitely, I mean, RCB will be the right, and also, I mean, so let's make a couple of predictions. Like, who's gonna be the best player from both sides? You can say any batter or any bowler, but the most impactful player from both sides. And
Uh,
the result already you have predicted mostly RCB is gonna win. So
for Gujarat, it's going to be Gill who will get the runs. But and for RCB, it's going to be Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Hazelwood.
okay, so Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Hazelwood, and Gill from that side. And also another question: is Sai Sudarshan gonna make a hat trick of head wickets?
No, he won't.
I mean, that was, I think, to be honest, I was surprised. Ek though I haven't seen this kind of a dismissal in my life. I've watched a lot of cricket, but never ever seen. I've seen people stamping on the stump because of standing deep in the crease or maybe hitting it with their bat while trying to dab or something. But the bat flies out of his hands and then falls on the stumps exactly in the same way in two consecutive days. And it's also not that he was trying to hit a six like Pant does and bat slips out. He was just hitting grounded shots and the bat somehow reaches the stumps. I mean, that's something too illogical to say the least. But coming back to the predictions, I think, yeah, I'm also placing all the money on RCB for sure. RCB, I would say 70-30, maybe 80-20, to be very honest. And mm, run and impact, I would say Jason Holder from GT. And from RCB side, I would say yet again their captain Rajat Patidar. Yeah, bowlers can make an impact, but I think Rajat Patidar will be the main. Okay, so before we end, since I took Pant's name, it just struck my mind. So the news regarding Pant came a bit while after LSG season got over, and everyone probably has reached their homes, reached their national teams. But now all of a sudden, the news came that Rishabh Pant has come up and asked to relieve him of captaincy duties. Well, what does this indicate? You feel, Ashish?
I feel it's definitely disappointing realizing that things haven't gone right, and he's probably he this was coming. This was coming. He hasn't performed well with the bat. He hasn't performed well as a captain. He has never performed well as a captain, in my opinion. So, but as a batter, also he is not scoring runs. He's kind of getting lost, just like Prithvi Shaw. He's also getting lost time with time. He has been removed as the vice captain of India as well in the
Yeah.
test side. So things aren't good for him, and if he doesn't score the runs, he will sooner be dropped from the test side as well.
Yeah,
So
I think he's now just a one format player, and if the runs dry up in that format, also, I mean, things can turn really haywire for him.
he has to get runs,
And
and
Rishabh Pant, I think, is another of those players, like you mentioned for Suryavanshi. Fitness is also degrading for him day by day.
yeah. So
So yeah,
unfortunately,
definitely.
yeah,
Also, there were talks going that probably DC wants him back with the ownership change next year. I mean, Pat
I know.
Jindal is coming back uh,
Yeah,
for the next two
but
years.
this 3 hour for punt is too much.
Yeah, and I am not sure. I mean, if GT gets him back, sorry, DC gets him back, who do they release? You don't release Rahul right after this season, so who do you release to get him back?
No, no idea.
And then what do you do after 2 years when again Kiran Gandhi comes back? Do you again release him?
No idea.
And that's been a problem in DC also, I think, with this dual ownership thing, with both having their own individual perceptions. So that will always continue to be a problem with DC.
Definitely. I just
So
want. Come on, you have tried enough. Just let the team go. Just sell it out. Just sell it
yeah,
out. Come on.
get a good owner. I think definitely. And Delhi has been, I mean, Delhi and Punjab are Lucknow. Okay, I agree. Lucknow has come later on. Anyways, I was just seeing that Lalit Modi video the other day. He was just slamming Sanjeev Goenka. And now Sanjeev Goenka memes are also coming that he was saying 15 years down the line, Rishabh Pant with Mahi and Rohit and saying that he sacked him in 15 weeks' time. But
Yeah,
coming back to, yeah, Delhi and Punjab, I think they have been playing since 2008 and both have struggled return. Yeah, RCB, I know they also won their first title. Maybe they will end up winning their second tonight, but they have at least made the finals and all. But Delhi and Punjab, I mean, the move they've done is changing captains. I think they both will be the top in the number of captains that have led the sides.
yeah,
Probably Delhi had a few good phases at the start of the IPL when they had those likes of Gambhir Sehwag and all for the last first 3, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it was, and then that first half of
2012
Ponting's coaching era.
2012, they still were a decent. They have done some good job with a couple of bad seasons, but still decent thing. And then between 19, 20, 21. So these are the only two phases from 2012 to 2019, and after 2021 till now, pretty bad phase.
Yeah, I think after 2021, it's not been that bad like it was in the 2013 to 2018. 2013 to 18, they almost booked the last spot before the
Bottom of
start
the
of the
table.
season.
They were bottom of the table team. Yeah.
Yeah, I think now the problem with DC is, in fact, the last two seasons, it's always been talk around if we could have done that well and if we could have done this well, we would have
One
qualified.
game here and there could have qualified. Just one game, but every season that is that one game that
Yeah, in
always comes.
2025, it was talk about that Karun game. Had Karun not got out to the Mitchell Center ball, had we finished that game, we could have qualified. And same this year, had Miller not had that Brentford against GT, we could have qualified. So it's always been that kind of a thing which peppered Punjab for a long. I remember that KL Rahul time when Punjab for some 3-4 seasons they always kept on finishing in the fifth spot, and there was always talk of that one game possibilities which could have changed the fortunes. So
Yeah,
for Delhi, it's been that kind of a time for the last 3-4 years. I think, yeah, from 2022 onwards, it's always been that one game. 2022, it was if Pant had taken the review of Team David. 2023, yeah, they struggled because of Pant's absence. Then
that's it.
2024, again, it was had Pant not been banned in that RCB match, had the top three not got run out. Jake Fisher McGurk,
Yeah,
I think, got run
yeah,
out in that match.
I get that. I get that. So it's always that one game thing which has always haunted Delhi Capitals for some time. If you see, there's just 1 point difference that is actually separating the sides between
Yeah,
qualifying and Delhi Capitals. So yeah, one game like couple of points. So, anyways,
yeah. So
yes,
yeah, so I think it's got a good life. Thanks to all who joined, and thanks to God for whoever commented. So I think that's it. Probably now 3 hours to go for the mega event, and let's see who comes out triumphs tonight. Will it be RCB's second in back-to-back seasons, or GT will win their first title after 4 years? Second title, rather, I should say. Gill, the captain, winning his first title. So let's see what turns out. Cheers. Thanks. Goodbye.